Welcome back to the Morning Line. It's time to shift our focus to the thoroughbred world. Another massive Group 1 Saturday coming up from Rose Hill, and Brett Devine, as he does every week, joins us to take a look at the big feature races. Brett, good morning to you. Straight off the bat, what are the conditions looking like come Saturday?
Well, good morning to you, Lewis. Good morning to all the punters. I'm here in the Rose Hill Gardens media room because we've just come off the track doing a track report, and very pleased to say that we've had very little rain overnight, 0 mils overnight, but only 1.6 or so mils this morning up to about 9 a.m. So the track at the moment's a good 4. With that little bit of rain, it's probably just maybe touched into that 5 range, according to Sean Patterson. So that's in a great spot. That means that there's no rain forecast really for much of today, but also only a little bit tomorrow. So, Lewis, in summarising that, the track's in a very good spot in that soft 5 to good 4 range. We're not expecting it to change a lot and should race really well. The rail's out a little bit because we've had a lot of racing, so I'd encourage the punters to have a good look at that. But certainly the track's holding up very, very well. It's raced very, very well, and we're up for a big third day in a row here at Rose Hill Gardens.
2 outstanding Group 1s on the day, and the first of which is the Group 1 Tancred Stakes for 2024. Here's your tab market, and Post Impressionist is the $2.40 favourite. Buckaroo at $4.80, and the lone 3-year-old Tom Kitten is a $7 chance. Here's Post Impressionist only last Saturday, Brett, winning the Group 3 NE Manion Cup. There's something about these William Haggis stays that come over here and just seem far too good for the opposition. But this race, this Tancred on Saturday, will be a much harder event than the Manion Cup was.
Yeah, it's clearly a big step up in class, but gee, have a look at this last 100 metres in this replay and how strong he is through the line. It's a widening margin, and the 2,400 metres, he'll lap that up. He's obviously ticked the box at Rose Hill Gardens. Look, there'd been some sort of speculation as to whether the horse would run. It's past the 9 a.m. Deadline this morning for a scratching without a vet certificate, so something would have to go quite wrong for him to now not take his place in the field. They'd have to present the Racing New South Wales stewards with a very, very good reason. So he's holding his place there right at the top of the market. And, of course, William Haggis, well, doesn't he know how to bring a horse down to Australia and target a big race? And not only just one race, but 2 or 3 races. Tom Markwood knows the horse well. 2,400 metres, he's just going to sit out the back and then use that staying power on the way home. He's certainly the horse to beat.
He is, but does have to defeat some strong competition, Buckaroo and even Tom Kitten, maybe 2,400 metres now in its liking. Let's take a look at the Group 1 Vinery Stud Stakes, and this is a tantalising clash at the top. The Star Kiwi Orchestral at $1.60 versus the Star Australian, we'll say Zardozi at $4.20. Autumn Angel $8, Komochi $9, the only other 2 in single figures, 23 and longer the rest. And here is Orchestral putting them to the sword in the Group 1 NZ Derby. Which team will you be on come Saturday, Brett?
Well, I have to cheer for the Aussies, don't I? But, wow, Roger James, can't he find a filly? And now in partnership with Robert Wellwood. But Roger, just a master trainer, horses like Silent Achiever, and then, of course, last year, Prowess. They're saying that this horse could be just as good as all of them. Certainly 2,000 metres is obviously not a problem. I mean, the more she stepped up in distance, this horse, the further she's won. So she's won over 2,400 metres there, coming back a bit in trip. But look, Zardozi, what a quality filly she is as well, and gets the booking of Tom Marquand as well after he rode her last start, so he knows the horse well, and he won, of course, on her on the VRC Oaks. It's a great clash, isn't it, Lewis? Every year we see some of these great New Zealand fillies come out. They're saying she's right up there with the very best of them, but she will need to be. Zardozi is going to be just as strong, has ticked the Rose Hill Gardens box as well. Tantalising clash, great one for the punters.
Certainly is, and the tab are back with another QR code special, and it is with Orchestral. $3.50. Hang on, I'm just getting my phone out to scan this. $20 max bet. Eligible tab customers, $3.50 up from $1.60 for Orchestral to take out the Vinery Stud Stakes on the weekend. Make sure you get to scanning that QR code. Let's take a look at some of the other Group 2 and 3 features on Saturday's program, Brett, and we'll start with the Group 2 Tulloch Stakes. Here is the fixed odds for it. Wymark is the $3.10 favourite, Kintyre $4.20, and Saltcoats is a $6.50 chance. Wymark's in flying form, isn't it? It's looking for 4 on the bounce. This victory was only a benchmark 78, but it's working through its grades really well.
No doubt in the world, and well placed by Michael Freedman and the team. This race is a great lead up to next week's Australian Derby. I think something like 5 or 6 of the last Tulloch Stakes winners have gone on to win the Derby in some shape or form. So, look, Wymark is going up through his grades. The start before this, and he was very, very, very good this day. He won by almost 10 lengths. Now, any horse that wins by 10 lengths has clearly got some sort of ability. He's by Savabeel, so he's only going to get better as the distances increase. Tommy Berry to ride. I love backing horses that have won at Rosehill Gardens before, so he's done that as well. It's still a very open race. That said, Wymark as favourite, but Kintyre very, very consistent. Saltcoats can't be ruled out with Chris Waller and many others there. I reckon that's a good betting race, Lewis.
Yeah, it certainly is, and you're spot on about the history of the Tulloch Stakes. 5 of the last 8 winners of the Derby come through the Tulloch on my records, and Major Beale last year is one of them. Let's have a look at the Group 2 Emancipation stakes on Saturday. Macarena is the $3.90 favourite. Ruthless Dame, Hinged, Vienna Princess and Alentia fill the minor placings. We're going to take a look at our favourite, Macarena, who was second in the Group 2 Farlap Stakes last start. Pryor was 5th in a Group 1 Surround. He's just edging closer to that victory.
Yeah, no doubt. A couple of big things in her favour. She's got Barrier 1, which is really going to suit her on some speed maps. They might even have her leading, but with the set weights and penalties conditions of this race, she's down to 53 kilos and a strong lightweight rider like Tim Clark and a smart one on a horse up on pace. Look, Zardozi, being beaten by Zardozi is absolutely no disgrace, obviously, and she'll see, might frank that form for the punters as the day goes on. But with 53 kilos, you'd expect him to really use that to his advantage. This horse, Macarena, is, as you say, crying out to win another black-type race, and this may be her best opportunity.
Let's take a look at the Group 3 Doncaster Prelude. A lot on the line here, Brett, because a lot of these horses need to win to get into the time-honoured Doncaster. And another wheel's been all the rage. $15 into $2.30 and now $1.90. Von Hawk, money for it as well, $26 into $10. Who's your fancied selection for the Doncaster Prelude?
It's hard to go past this favourite. What a boom he's got on him, and he's been beating horses in the manner of a very, very, very good horse, and the market and the punters don't lie. So to be into odds on, even after tumbling into $2.30 and $1.90, shows you how highly rated this horse is. Can't go past him, and won't he add some interest if he does win to the Star Doncaster next week?
Yeah, certainly will. One of the great betting races of the day is this, the Group 3 Star Kingdom Stakes. Look at the market, $5 the field, headed up by Hawaii 5-0, first up from a spell. But Shinzo, a Group 1 Golden Slipper winner at $6.50, just highlights the strength of this unreal edition of the Star Kingdom.
Great betting race. Have a look at that page. $5 the field says it all, and lots of different form lines in a big field for punters to weigh up. Certainly barrier positions may be quite crucial in this race. Lewis, I'm going to give you one really left field. One day this horse is going to win a race, and he's going to get a bit far back again. Maybe not this Saturday. Rocketing By. He can run a sectional, this horse. He doesn't seem to have a lot of luck, and if it's not at Rosehill Gardens, maybe at Randwick in a few weeks' time, I'm sure this horse has got another big win in him, and he's not even on that page.
Oh, I love it. Copying the tip at a big price. Rocketing By there in the Star Kingdom. The Group 3 Neville Sellwood, last but certainly not least, to take a quick look at. And Zayrek is the $3.40 favourite. Serpentine Barrier 1 for the Waterhouse and Bott team, $3.80. That is a recipe for success all throughout the years. 4-year-olds and up, 2,000 metres the trip. What have you made of the Neville Sellwood, Brett?
Look, I think this is another very good betting race, and Zayrek, you could argue, has been racing in slightly stronger company, so he's certainly, that's why he's found his place there in the market. I see Little Mix was also down in the Tancred. It's still listed in this race to run as well. So, look, I think that horse Serpentine was a good run the other day, and it's just going to get a lot of the favours on pace, so I would tip Serpentine.
Okay, we are only 1 week away from what is my personal favourite day anywhere in Australia on the racing calendar, and it's day 1 of the championships. People love slippers, people love Queen Elizabeth's, and it's all personal opinion, but for me, day 1 of the championships with that country championships race is the highlight. And another highlight is the Group 1 TJ Smith Stakes. Here's a look at the market for that. Imperatriz up at $2.80. I Wish I Win, $3.50. Sunshine in Paris, Private Eye, $7 and $8. What a great sprint this is going to be, as it always is, Brett, the TJ Smith.
Yeah, one of the strongest, highest rating sprints in the world each year, no doubt, and it's going to be right up there again this year. Look, 4 big Group 1s. This could be one of the highlights of the day. So looking forward to seeing Imperatriz come back to Sydney and take on the cream of Australia's best sprinters. I wish I win. What a record he has at Royal Randwick. Private Eye has been building to this 1,200-metre race. There's no doubt about that. Sunshine in Paris just touched out the other day. So, look, just an amazing race on paper itself. We hope all those horses line up. As I say, 4 Group 1s. It's that traditional Doncaster Derby weekend that you've alluded to, Lewis. The Doncaster, what a race it always is, but what a race this could be this year. Les Bridges' horse, Celestial Legend, holding favouritism, and rightly so. But the return of Oban Buramai, the Golden Eagle winner, into the Doncaster next week. That is just a fascinating return for him to come into that race. Of course, the Derby is always just a spectacle as well over that 2,400 metres. And the sires, the English sires this year, wow, can Stormboy back up and get revenge on his stablemate and the filly lady of Camelot and all the other 2-year-olds that will be stepping up to the 1,400 metres? As you say, Lewis, along with those country championships and the support card, it is just one of the great days in Sydney racing, and people should really look forward to getting out to Royal Randwick for its 3 weeks in the Sydney Autumn Racing Carnival.
Yeah, so many storylines coming together there on day one. For those who are looking to get trackside like myself, what is on offer for them and how do they get it?
Well, you'll see that code word Sky Racing on the screen there. If you can quickly get your iPhones out and scan that QR code, that's a special 2-for-1 offer, ticket offer there, so that is valid. But of course, the races.com.au is our website. And Lewis, what I'd really encourage is for people to not only book in big groups, because you get great discounts. So in groups of 10 or more, you really start to see those discounts kick in, and you can spread out, he is hoping, in great weather out in the lawns there at Royal Randwick in a big group, or enjoy the Wink Stand, which is all included in general admission tickets as well. So that's one of the best facilities in anywhere in Australian racing. That's all included in your GA ticket. But at the races.com.au, there's premium experiences as well, and also the punters packs. That's great value for general admission entry. You get a race book, some food and drink vouchers, and other benefits as well. So whatever price point you've got, the races.com.au, or take up that special 2-for-1 offer. What a time to be in Sydney racing next week for one of the great race days anywhere in the world.
Certainly so, and it all continues this Saturday. If you're keen to get out to Rose Hill or any of the days of the championship, etc., the website on screen, that's where you go to get it. Brett, always great having you on the program, mate. Enjoy another big Group 1 Saturday of racing, and I can't wait to talk to you next week before day one of the championships.
Great to talk about some of the best horses, jockeys, trainers and race courses in the world, Lewis, with you. A great pleasure, and all we need to do now is find a few winners, so good luck to all the punters.
That's it. Good luck to the punters. Indeed, we need it sometimes. Brett Devine there from the ATC joining us to take a look at a Group 1 Saturday at Rose Hill. We're going to take a quick break from the tab. Jay Huskell will join us next to recap those Group 1s and really dive into the market movers for them.